Hey YouTube, I am doing a quick review of Max Payne 3. I recently just played through this game. In my series of games, I'm going back to my collection to beat, because I never did. What do I got to say about this game? It is a really great action game. Superb. Like, one of the best action games I've ever played. And, I mean, it's a little more than action. I mean, well, okay, it's basically all action, but, they get a little creative with what you do. You don't just shoot people. You follow a really good story throughout the whole game. You go there's like three or four, maybe about three different time pieces where you go back and forth, three different areas, even looks for Max Payne. You go back and forth, but it doesn't get too confusing. You pretty much get the plot, and you gain key evidences and key items to get further into your investigation, what's going on in the game, which does not hurt the replay value. I mean, like this, knowing what happens at the end does not make you not want to go back to each level, because at the very end when you beat it, you can go back to your main menu screen and you can stage select, and you can go back and 100% each level and collect like all these golden gun parts or clues or whatever to 100% the game. It's not like that extravagant of a new game plus type feature, but it's pretty cool to go back to. I didn't do that really, but I just played through it all the way through once within a 4-day span, about 3 hours a night. The story and gameplay, I'm taking just 1 point off because it's an amazing story. The gameplay is really fun, sort of difficult at times, but it wasn't too difficult. I got through it after 4 or 5 times, and they actually gave you a little more of a health. They gave you a health item if you don't beat it within 3 times, I think. If you don't beat it within 5 or 6 times, they give you 2 health items. So there's kind of a progression there where they do help you, but it's not like they're not giving you gimmies. You know, it's still a little. It's just making it a tiny bit easier. Having health items does not help you that much, because when you get shot, your health goes down a lot, maybe by 30% at times. You have 10 people shooting at you. Well, there you go. But obviously you can cover and duck and roll and all that stuff. Pretty fun. Pretty awesome game. I'm not the biggest into like playing action game after action game, but has been one of my favorite action games I've ever played. Guaranteed. The arts and graphics, top notch. It's Rockstar. You know, games like Grand Theft Auto 5, LA Noire came around during these times between 2010 and 2014. That time period, with the end of the PS3 cycle, beginning of the PS4 cycle. Extremely good graphics. And I don't just talk about, graphics doesn't make a game, but the art of the game too. Like, there's a lot of indie games out there that have beautiful art that doesn't have the best graphics. And programming bugs is also part of the difficulty. I took 1 point off because there's about 3 or 4 moments throughout the 4 days of gameplay where the enemies would glitch into a random spot and they'd appear right on top of a building. It'd be like kind of buggy, but it wasn't that buggy where it actually affected your gameplay at all. So just 1 point off for that. Not a big deal. Games do that. I mean, every game has bugs. It's just a matter of if they come up frequently or not. So sound and music is very important to me. They had a beautiful and amazing soundtrack. I mean, they showcased everything at the end during the credits. They used a lot of music, more than I thought they did. And yeah, it really drives you through the story, and it makes you want to, like, when you're done playing the game, you go to sleep, you want to play the game the next day. That's the kind of game I like. You think about it when you're not playing it. Replay and impression, it just means, can you replay the game? And, some games are amazing where, it's just a one-time playthrough type deal, but I give it a little more points if you can repetitively play it and get your money's worth, so to speak. And my overall impression, what did I think of their overall product and what they were trying to do and give it to us players. And I think they did a superb job there. Just 1 point off because I think they could have had a little more of an open world. Here, when I put the stream as Max Payne 3, open world was one of the key words, and I was like, what? It's not really an open world. Not at all. It's pretty linear. But if they made it a little less linear, I would definitely give it